This is it. This is the final fundamental tutorial that we have for life game design, and we are finishing it off with a really cool one. It is the year and season views. So over here, you'll be able to plan all of the years in your life. You'll be able to view the achievements in all of the years in your life and be able to break those down into the seasons, which I call, well, they're usually called the quarters, but kind of like a game, I feel like calling them seasons is a lot better. And so if I go from my dashboard into the year and season views, let me zoom in for you. We can see it over here. I will start with going through a breakdown of all the years this year. And really, because season 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all identical, I might just show you what season 1 looks like in a real representation of how it looks like in my own workspace. So let me give you an overview of what these different pages will allow you to do, and then we can see the real examples of how to use it and how to be proud of all the things that you've been doing in all these periods of your life. So let's go to all years. Let's zoom out again because it's going to be very close. All right, so we're here. There is a lot in terms of the different ways that we can view this, but basically it will show us a breakdown of all of our projects that we have for this year. That means that we can see our vision board for all of the years. Sorry, excuse me, I mean all years. We can see a vision of all years and an achievements list and a OctaCore list. So you've seen the achievements page before, but coming to the year and season views gives you so many more specific ways to look at your achievements. I'm just going to scroll down to notes to show you what that looks like. Basically, you can see all the notes that you've taken this year if you want to do that, and see the distribution of OctaCore and everything like that. And you can also see all the tasks that you've done this year. This is really handy if your workspace in the very, very, very far future, once it gets quite crowded and you need more space, the first thing that you're going to want to delete are these kind of tasks, because really what we want to save are the projects that we've done, because the projects are our true achievements, whereas our tasks are the achievements to hold on to for just the day-to-day, but not things that really last. So whenever your workspace gets quite crowded, which takes a very long time, Notion is very generous with what they let you do for free. If you ever come to that point, I would come to all years tasks and just go down to the previous years and delete all of those things. All right, so we've got all years projects over here. Right at the top, and it's broken down into two different ways of seeing those projects. You can see your vision board based on the year and based on the OctaCore area of that. Let me zoom out once more so we have a better view. And we have a minimal view of that, and then we have an achievements split of those things. So we come here, we can see the year it belongs to and all the columns of achievements that we have. We can also just do it in this OctaCore view here and a simplified version like this. If we click into all years projects, because remember how we discussed how these purple table of contents tabs here, these take you to what is on this page itself. And if we want to see more, we can click on the blue links over here, which will take us to the individual pages. But you'll see that there's a lot more blue links than there is purple. So that means when I go into all years projects, I've added some extra views. So I can just see in this over here, the vision. And again, I've got the tutorial here for you. You can just see your vision board based on the OctaCore and have even more views to help you with that. You can also come down here and see the achievements tier list. And this is really cool because it breaks it down between each different tier. So I can see everything in each year only in diamond, and the same going down all the way to bronze. Now let me show you what that actually looks like when you've filled it out, because at the moment for you it's going to look empty because you haven't gone through the process of giving yourself the credit for all the amazing things you've done. But I hope that once you do, you'll just be so proud of what you see. So I'll show you what mine looks like if I go to all years, and then I'll go to all years achievements once it loads. It must be taking a heavy day because I'm streaming at the same time. So let's go into all years projects. All right. Let me get into it, man. Let's go down. My thing work. Click on this to instantly go down. There we go. Nice. Cool. So I've got all my year's achievements tier list. So let's see the diamond achievements that I've had within. Oh, why doesn't this have a date? This is really handy because it will always show you any project that doesn't have a date. Actually, that doesn't have a date because it's not fully finished yet. I don't think I've fully caught up, so I'm going to put it back in progress. But that anime was sick. If you are wondering why it's in the diamond achievements, absolutely insane. So funny. But yeah, over here I can see all of the diamond achievements that I've had in 2024 and the same within 2023, which was probably the most impactful year of my life that I have ever had. And it's probably because it's the year that I really dived into using the philosophy and the frameworks of life game design and really tested it out on myself to see how much I could change and improve my life. And then I realized, fuck, I've made so much progress that I know that if other people can use this and understand it, their potential, especially gamers and game enthusiasts, they have so much potential to change their lives if they understand how OctaCore works, and they understand that they fundamentally have to design a life of fulfillment, that it won't just fall into their laps. And yeah, I can see everything that truly impacted me in that year. And I can even see what were the things that were really good as well. So diamond, I kind of recommend as like the absolute insane highlights of the year. Gold is like, man, this was so awesome. Silver, it was like, yeah, it was pretty cool. And then bronze is the default, where I'm actually really grateful for all of my bronze achievements because I need something to, you know, be proud of. There's so many things that I can be proud of, but the real gratitude comes from the separation of what I truly value at my core, who I am as a person. So yeah, you can come here and see all of those different things with the tier list, and it's quite the same for the OctaCore view of all of your achievements as well. Remember, instead of scrolling like this, how I'm doing through all of my achievements like this, every page, once we get to the top, let's get to the top. Here we go. Every page has this menu over here that will show you the table of contents that you can click. So let's go to the OctaCore. Just click that, and it takes us all the way down to OctaCore instantly. Okay, now you use the same thing to go to the top of the page again. It'll take us to the top of the page instantly. So let's go back down to OctaCore. Cool. So remember, don't bother like using using all that scroll space. Just use the menu button to do it really quickly. And now I can see, really importantly, the OctaCore distribution of everything that I've done in every era of my life. So I can like literally understand on such a bird's eye, top down and objective view of the things that I've done in my life, what areas that I've been focusing on, and really use that to understand how it makes me feel, and learn that, oh, if I put a lot of effort and energy into intelligence, I feel really good about myself. Or if I, you know, continuously have achievements in strength, I love it. This will be unique to you, so you need to figure out what that means to you. And the easiest way to do that is to put all of your past achievements in first, by using the All Years tab. So, oh my god, I need to scratch my nose. You, you go into the All Years view, put all of your achievements in the past, and you can even do this with your childhood. If you just select 1 year to represent everything that you've ever done in your childhood, you can use that year to, collate all of your childhood memories within the OctaCore framework. And then you have this amazing collage of all the things you've done in every area in your life, in every year of your life. This will teach you so much about yourself, which is why I'm so hyped to see how other people use this and use it to really gear them forward into understanding what they want to do in the future. Cool. So that is the tour of all years. Let's go into this year. It is quite similar, but instead of having a vision board, with this section we have planning instead, because remember, the planning page is really for everything that we're going to do this year, and the bucketed status or the vision board page is everything that we're going to do after this year. Just keep that in mind when you're separating out projects into different things. So you can see one thing, I've got a Japan trip with my boys in October, which is going to be absolutely insane. I cannot wait for that. And yeah, I can just see a breakdown of all of the things that are going to happen in each month according to this. Or I can see it in a table like this. And again, the orange tab here is because you don't want to cascade the projects wrongly, meaning that you only want to have sub-projects within main projects. But by this tutorial, you know all that stuff. Why am I saying it? Anyways, one of the coolest things is that you can come to this year and see a chronological list of all the achievements you've made, literally a chronological order of your life, and all the things you've done within each month. You can see a month breakdown. And let me turn this into a collage. And this, like, literally, like, someone asks you, what did you do in January? And you're like, here. You want to know what I did in January? All of this stuff. And that's literally what I do whenever my friends, I'm having a video call with my best friend Derek, in like literally right after this, and 2 days ago I had a catch up with my brother-in-law Follow, and whenever we catch up, I never have to like actively think about the things that I've done, because I've put it here and I can just like I screen record my thing, not screen record, but I share my screen with him. And I'll just be like, oh yeah, at the start I read Ali Abdul's book, and then I watched Black Clover, I made some dinner with my family, we went to this lake, I had a catch up with, this is my best friend Derek, I had a video call with Derek, I've done some like trauma journaling, that exercise from Andrew Huberman, it was insane, and then I had like the best surf of my life. Like, man, I really want to see how you guys use this, so please share it with me. Please share it in the community group as well, because I know that for me, labeling my achievements like this is so ingrained, because I know I am actively treating my life like a game instead of a corporate business. But I know at the start for you guys, it will be a little bit uncomfortable for you to acknowledge all of these things as achievements, because either you're being encouraged to treat your life like a corporate business where you wouldn't even pay attention to any of these things, or maybe you're thinking that the things that you've done don't really count as achievements because you're not comfortable like to give yourself the credit for all the amazing things that you've done. And if you do feel like that, I'm going to hit you up and be like, yo, we are going to get in a call just like I do with my podcast series, and I'm going to help you expand your horizon of what you think achievement is, because I know you're just discrediting yourself, because I know you've done so many amazing things, because I put this in my life game design, right? All my friends do so much more than me, but they all feel like they haven't done anything because they don't have a system like this to appreciate those things. And I think taking this time to appreciate all the amazing things that we've done in itself will push us to do more and more and more. It's counterproductive to think that this exercise in itself would not be productive. I wonder if you get what I meant by that. But yeah, you can see how much hype I have around this whole idea of doing these things, because there's this idea from the Modern Wisdom podcast of memory dividends, and it's just like interest. Every time you have an investment at the end of the year, you get paid out interest based on all the amount of stock you have. And it's the same with memories. Every time you recall a memory that's important to you, it makes you happy. And those are memory dividends. And it's really important because, dude, you know, taking the time to appreciate your life, the life that you have designed for yourself, there's nothing better than that. There's actually nothing better than that. Cool. So, yeah, you can see it by the tier list of everything you've done this year. And you can also see it by the OctaCore distribution of everything you've done this year. And if you just go into the pictures, and I would just scroll down and be like, oh, this is where I drop off. This is where I drop off. And oh my God, look at how much stuff I have in here. This is insane. And it really tells you objectively where your time, effort, and energy is going, instead of just trying to guess or like using some boring ass Word document to tell you how your life is going, just by naturally putting these into your projects. Man, I can't wait for you to use this. Okay, so that's this year. You can also do the same thing with your tasks, and you can see the OctaCore distribution of your tasks. It's kind of gimmicky with the tasks because it will just show you like a massive stack like this, but I think that in itself is really cool, that you just see like, oh my God, look at all of these things I've done. And it actually hits the load limit. So if I click over here, that means that there's even more that I had. Like, look at this. Look at all this stuff. So that's like a cool thing to also be proud of once you've, you know, stacked all of this up with the daily tasks that you would naturally be doing, you know. And you can see all of the notes that you've created this year within each area, and so on and so forth. But I'll let you dive into that real deep. So now that's our idea of this year's stuff. Let's go into the season, and we pretty much only need to go into one season to really understand it. So over here I have season 1, and remember the seasons are based on the quarters. For your version, remember we're still on my version. I'm going to go back to your version, and it will show you what each season comprises of. So over here right at the top it says January, February, March. Go to season 2, April, May, June, July, August, September, season 3, season 4, October, November, December. So each season is the year broken into 3 months each. It's a really easy way to understand it. And yeah, this is how quarters are formed as well, in the corporate boring ass world. So let me go into season 1 of my own template so you can see what it looks like. So basically we have a planning page, and remember the intention with this is that I said this in the previous tutorial of the short-term views. You can have a elaborate plan, let's say, for each of these seasons, but the thing is, something within season 1 might happen that will change the scope of and the direction of your life, and it will flow into all these areas. So I intentionally didn't give you the tools to meticulously plan out the whole year. I gave you the tools to have just like a rough draft of what this year would look like in terms of all the different OctaCore areas. But meticulously planning out the whole year won't do you any good, so I haven't given you tools for that. But the shorter the time horizon comes, the more tools I give you in order to be able to plan your season or your month, week, or day. Cool. So we've got projects here, so we can see the season 1 projects are, you've got your planning pages here, so I can see it either in the OctaCore distribution, so I can see, all right, in January there was all this stuff. Remember, these are ongoing tasks for me. It's already March, but because these started in January, it will always take it from the start date. So yeah, these things are actually done, but they are ongoing things. So if I go to this month that we're actually in, now I can see, oh, okay, here we go. This is my catch up with Derek, my best friend, who I'm gonna call straight after this. I've got to fix some finance stuff for myself. I've got to do the video from the trauma journaling I did, Andrew Huberman's exercise. And I've actually already, no, this is the meal prep that I'm going to do this week. So anyways, I can see that basically it's all on releasing life game design and all the projects that go in with that. But that's my focus. Your focus will be different. So it's up to you to understand what that's going to look like based on OctaCore. And again, you'll see it in the community and you'll see it as you use the system, how all these different areas of life make you feel about, and especially how fulfilled you feel in each area of life based on using the system. All right, so that's the planning. You also have a table view of this. So again, we saw it in the previous views. And remember, because this is just the season, if I put this date to April, it will disappear because April is not in season 1. Let me Control Z to undo that. And so it will just show the dates for this year. So February isn't showing because I don't actually have anything in February over here. And then it's the same with achievements. So I can see, like I said before, a chronological list, but just the things in season 1. So if I wanted to review myself at the end of the season or even at the end of the month and see the difference between each of them, I can come here and be like, okay, January was like this, and then February was like this. And especially the easiest way to see this is by going to the tier list, being like, okay, these are the memories that we've had for this whole season, which is a really good breakdown. And you can also separate that out from previous seasons. See that gallery, and you can also see the OctaCore view. Now you'll notice that this OctaCore view is only including the year, but it's actually of just the first 3 months of season 1. This is filtered to season 1. If you want to see a month breakdown of the OctaCore for each month, we can go to season 1 achievements. And then when we go to the OctaCore page here, now it's broken down by each month like this. Let me just do the pictures so you get that. Here we go. Now it's broken down by each month. So literally what I would do is like come here and be like, okay, wow, this is like, you instantly see, oh, okay, this is what the distribution of my life looked like for January. And let's see what it looked like for February. Actually, it's pretty similar, if I'm being honest. And you can determine whether or not, by looking at this distribution, how you feel. Do you need to change what areas of OctaCore you're focusing on to get a different result of fulfillment? Or do you need to keep it the same because it's working for you? This is all part of the inner work that I want you guys to do, that I want you guys to think about, especially when using the system. Because not only will it help you understand, organize, and optimize every area in your life, it will tell you who you are. Cool. So that is the season 1 achievements. And let's go into the plan. We're working in a bit of a reverse order. So over here, you can see both the planning and achievements together. This is kind of like an overview of the season 1 projects, but there's also the planning page and the achievements page. We already seen the achievements, so let's go into the planning page, and it's very much like the planning page we had previously in the utility views, but just with the brainstorm. Basically over here, you want to come here and brainstorm all the things you're going to do just in the season. So it gives you a bit more of a shorter time horizon, because if I was to plan out everything I'm going to do in the whole year, that's a bit much for me to take on. But I can easily just be like, you know what, just for the season, or even just for this month, I'm gonna put out all the things I ever want to do, so I have them here in my system and I don't have to keep all of that knowledge in my head and try to remember it constantly. And yeah, like we did in the previous tutorial, I can I can use this to brain dump my stuff, drag them and drop them into here. And then all of these tabs are different. So you can either do it by, this is really handy, you can either do it by the status, or you can be like, okay, this is everything this month that I have to do in strength. This is everything this month that I have to do with experience. This is everything this month, so on and so forth. You can also see from here an OctaCore breakdown of every project that is active. That's what these icons mean. And again, if you're kind of confused on what the icons mean, you want to go back to the original page to get an idea. But I think if you, by this time that you've used Life Game Design, you would know intuitively that, you know, these are my active projects within OctaCore showing a calendar view. And the same as with priority, this is actually really handy. You can see and set the priority of the projects that you have based on the month. So you can come here and be like, actually, within this month, these are the most important things for me to get done. And set that intention by putting them in the different statuses. You have also a calendar here that shows you the whole month, which is really handy. And you also have this timeline view over here, where you can really do some high level planning and time blocking, just like I showed you in the, what was it? It was the hub views. Yeah, it was the hub view page where we did that. Cool. So that is season 1 planning. And that is pretty much it, because they're all identical throughout each other. So you've got your projects. You can also play around. Why am I scrolling? Let's just click tasks. Here we go. You can also do a similar thing and look at the tasks that you have. This is based on the status. You've got the priority, and you've also got the OctaCore. Honestly, I don't really recommend you to try and plan out your tasks for the season in this way. I would much rather you organize that by projects. Doing it by projects is going to be so much easier. And use that as your main way to, you know, set deadlines and reminders of important events, instead of having, you know, 2 different calendars that have, you know, let's say you put a bunch of reminders in your projects calendar, you put a bunch of reminders in your tasks calendar. It's going to get a bit messed up. And usually whenever you have a project or an important deadline, you want to set it as an achievement anyway. So that's why you want to set them in projects and just kind of leave tasks, which is why there is not as many ways to organize your tasks for the season. I've done that very intentionally. Also for notes, you can see the month that you've created those notes in the breakdown here. And you can also organize them by the type of note they are. You can see all the media that I consumed or took note of in January, all the websites that I found over here, and so on and so forth. Cool. So that is a breakdown of the notes. I'll just give you a quick view of what another season looks like. Let's see, season 2. So season 2 projects. Now that we're in April, I can see, like, if I've put some stuff ahead, at the moment we're in March, just remember. So I really shouldn't have much here at all, and I don't. There's only one thing that I have to do. I've got to go for a checkup for my Invisalign that I've been doing in April. So if you're ahead, if you come ahead of the season you're currently at, then it's really good just to see, like, oh, these are the things that I've got coming up that I can organize like that. So you probably won't see any achievements or anything, so you'd probably just be using the planning page. So if you want to set a certain intention for the next season, you can either come here and enter a bunch of stuff, or you can find the projects that you already have that are either bucketed or awaiting and be like, you know what, I want to do this in this season, let's set the date. So one thing I've been meaning to do is do some proper like life game design coaching, so that will probably be in April or May. So let's put that for the 10th of April, and then I can see it over here. So this will be my intention for season 2. I can do that for all the other seasons, and you'll see that I mark the seasons by circle, X, triangle, and square. So it's like the sides apart from season 1, which doesn't have any sides. you know, and but the X doesn't have sides. You know what I mean? 3 sides in a triangle and 4 sides in season 4 for a square. Very sneaky, very sneaky. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So again, the kind of activities and the action items you want to take from this is to either go into all years, and I would want you to make either a vision board of all the things you would want to do. You can also go to the vision board page for that in utility views, which is over here. Or you can set the intention for each year. You can set the intention for what you want to achieve in each year. Then another cool action item, an exercise or a mini game that you can do is go into your achievements, either your achievements tier list or OctaCore, or use this page right here, and then put in everything that you've done in previous years. And just take the time to appreciate all that stuff you've done. So you're going to do a vision board, do your achievements, or you can plan out this current season and see what it will look like based on all the different areas of OctaCore. And again, for my alpha testers, if you ever get stuck with doing any of those things, just like put it in the community, give me a message. I'm more than happy to help you guys individually, absolutely for free, because I want to, I'd really love to see how my other friends use this and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know how it goes. I'm going to be showing you what I'm doing with my own live game design, and I hope you guys inspire each other in the community, because I know that this is a completely new system. No one else has ever done anything like this. So it's going to take some time for you guys to get used to the terminology of OctaCore and really giving yourself credit for the achievements that you've done. But we all know that it's so important to give yourself the credit for the person that you have become in the last year, in the last month, in the last week, and so on. So I honestly can't wait to see what you guys make of these pages. And that is it. That is it for the fundamental series of the live game design tutorials. I am so happy this is done, because I've been wanting to share this for so long and give you these guided video tutorials to teach you exactly how to use it. And honestly, I'll check the community after this and make some posts and put them all there. But to wrap up these fundamental tutorials, there may be some more like bonus tutorials that I do in terms of videos, so keep an eye out for that in the community. But we'll go on your version of this. We'll go to the dashboard and we'll go into tutorials. This page is a bit of a mess at the moment because I need to actually configure it. But basically, once this is done, let me go into here. Here we go. I've got it with these views. You can see over here that you can see the year and season utility views and short-term views tutorial. If I go into this one, my plan is that I'm going to have the video embedded in here. So let me just write embed. So in this space, you'll come to the year and season views tutorial, and you'll see this. Let's go into utility views. Okay, so if I click on utility views, the main page of utility views, it will take me to this, it will give me this link that says utility views tutorial. That is linking you to these video tutorials that I'm giving you. So I'm just gonna put all of those videos and embed them into this page, so whenever you get lost and you feel like you want me to guide you through it again, I'm here for you. I got you. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I can't wait to see how you use this, and I'll see you in the community, and I'll see you in maybe a few bonus video tutorials. Who knows? Anyways, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one.